Welcome back to Friday Fitness, folks. It's me, Andrew Chadwick, your certified strength coach here at the ETA. Now, this week we're going to be talking about power, about how we produce power, and kind of that whole transfer of power with a powerful exercise or ballistic exercise. And we're going to be looking at med ball slam. We've talked about this in a previous video, how we get our slam balls and we'll have athletes load up into their hips when they do their slams. And there's a second variation that we like to use when we get more to our in-season concentric type training, where we want our athletes to produce more vertical force. And so the reason why we talk about this with our athletes is as we start our downswing, we see that kind of lateral shift, maybe a little bit of a squat down, and athletes will start to then drive, rotate. But as soon as they get to about this point in the downswing, where the shaft tends to get a little more parallel to the floor, we see this massive vertical thrust in that lead side. So all of a sudden, the athlete goes into the ground, hard off that lead leg, boom, to send that club into the ball, and obviously produce as much force as possible. And so when we talk about this, we're really trying to get the athlete to understand how to generate force down and then up. So we're really trying to send that pressure down into the ground. So again, like I say, as we get to that kind of point where the shaft is pretty much parallel with the ground, obviously we're about hip height, we want to see that as a massive amount of force is pushing back up through the body to produce that power. And so we see this with our athletes when they do their med ball slams. They can understand how to generate a lot of power with their upper body loading up into their hips. But then we'll start to transfer and kind of sequence them into more of a slam, where we're focused on getting a little more vertical thrust with that lower body as we're throwing the ball down. So we'll get a light med ball, 4 pounds here, and we'll ask our athletes to go overhead. We'll ask them to maybe go onto their tiptoes. From here, they'll snap down, but as they snap down, they throw the hands down, throw the med ball down, but they get this release of kind of pressure, boom, sending them straight back up. And so we want to see that all of a sudden, they create this little pop, and then back tall, nice and tall, and that med ball goes up overhead. So again, a couple of reps for you. We go up overhead, boom, overhead. And you can see I get this kind of jump off the ground that really just produces force down, pushes me back up, sends me moving up nice and tall. So again, we're down, and then we see that big slam. Up, down, see that big slam. And so we see that with our athletes, they'll start to generate a little more force through that lead side, and we'll see that they get across really well, but they get this peak force coming through impact, and we see that big transfer of power and that force into the swing. Obviously they swing faster, hit the ball further, but they do it a lot more efficiently. That's this week's Friday Fitness, folks. If you haven't already and you're in the in-season now, go ahead and start transitioning to a med ball slam with a little more vertical thrust rather than that kind of loading up into the back of the hips. You're going to start to see a lot of power transfer into that lead side, help you hit the ball further, be a lot more efficient in your golf swing. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back next week with another Friday Fitness for you. I'm Andrew Chadwick, your certified strength coach here at the ETA. Take care.